The week 5 assignment was involving an interface logger for object-oriented programming. So the prompts were to create an interface named logger and to add two void methods to that interface for log and error that takes in strings as arguments. Um, then the prompt number 3 was to create two classes that implemented the logger interface, asterisk logger and space logger. And then for each, there were specific instructions. So for asterisk logger, um, log method was to print out the string argument that it receives between three asterisks, as I've done here, the string argument being text. And then the error method would be to kind of sandwich it in between with the word error and asterisk on each side, but to sandwich it in between lines of asterisks. So I went ahead and declared a string for middle for the middle argument to pass through with error. And then I did the same for box, which would be the top and bottom strings full of asterisks or that are just asterisks that surround the middle. And I used the dot repeat method um, and set that around the length of the string using the dot length method. For the space logger, this was more complex. Took me a little bit here. So the goal was to add spaces basically between any string argument that's passed through. So to do so, I had to create um, a new private string method here for add space and created a string builder. And with that string builder, I used a traditional for loop that iterates over the input and adds spaces as it goes. I used that, did that using the dot append method to add the character at index. Um, and I declared that as spaced out for the string builder, and then went ahead and returned that to the string argument so that that could be passed through or included with the arguments that are passed in um, from the main app inputs. So putting them in here, we have a sysout, again, calling in the method for they add spaces to the text, which is the string argument. And same thing here for the error input, except we're putting the word error in all caps and a colon before that. I've already ran this, so it's showing in the console, but we can go ahead and just run again. And again, we can see the first input here, Shazam, has gone through with three asterisks on each side. And then in the second error example input, it's sandwiched in between lines of asterisks. And then for the asterisk logger, we can see the inputs are going through just fine. We have longer test and Swanson. And then we also have down here space logger. And this is a much longer input going through that. Hopefully that answered all the prompts correctly. I know it's late, but better late than never, I guess. So that's it.